Good morning, everyone. Today's topic is bacteria. Bacteria are single celled microorganisms that cannot be seen using naked eyes. We need special instruments like microscope to see them. Bacteria are prokaryotic organisms. Prokaryotic organisms means these organisms will not have a completely developed nucleus. They have a structure called nucleoid. Nucleoid is an irregularly shaped region that holds most of the genetic material of the bacteria. It is not surrounded by a nuclear membrane. Bacteria are measured in micrometers. Bacteria are ubiquitous in nature. We can see them in rock, soil, ocean, Arctic snow, radioactive waste, acidic hot springs, and even in Earth's crust. Bacteriology is a branch of microbiology that deals with the study of bacteria. How are bacteria different from other living organisms? They are different from other living organisms in three ways. They do not have nucleus, they don't have membrane bound organelles, and they have a smaller ribosome, that is, they have a 70s ribosomes. Bacteria can be classified based on 5 important criteria. The first criteria could be based on their shape. Based on the shape, we can classify bacteria into 4 types. One is cocci, the other one is bacilli, vibrio, and spirilla. Cocci, the bacteria that are spherical or ball shaped are called cocci. Example could be Diplococcus. Diplococcus bacteria occur in pairs. The second example could be Streptococcus. Streptococcus are a cocci shaped bacteria that occurs in chains. And the third example could be Staphylococcus aureus. These are bacteria that are spherical in shape, but they always occur in bunches, like how grapes look like. These Staphylococcus will also look similar to a bunch of grapes. And the second type could be bacillus. A rod shaped bacteria are called bacillus. Example, Bacillus anthracis. Bacillus anthracis is a bacteria that causes anthrax. And the third one is vibrio. Comma shaped bacteria are called vibrio. Example, Vibrio cholerae, an organism that causes cholera. And the fourth type is spirilla. Spiral shaped bacteria are called spirilla. Example, Helicobacter pyrrole. And the second criteria for classifying bacteria are based on the cell wall composition. What is a cell wall? A cell wall is a rigid outer layer of a bacteria. This layer is present external to the cell membrane. Based on the composition of cell wall, we can classify bacteria into gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. Gram-positive bacteria will have a thick peptidoglycan layer, whereas gram-negative bacteria will have a thin peptidoglycan layer which is surrounded by a lipopolysaccharide layer. Examples of gram-positive bacteria are Staphylococcus aureus and Corynebacterium diphtheriae. Examples of gram-negative bacteria are Escherichia coli, Klebsiella pneumoniae, and Pseudomonas. Based on the requirement of oxygen, bacteria can be classified into aerobic and anaerobic bacteria. Aerobic bacteria are the one that requires oxygen for its growth. Example, Pseudomonas and Mycobacterium tuberculosis. And the second type is anaerobic bacteria. These bacteria can grow even without the presence of oxygen. Again, they can be subdivided into two groups. One is facultative anaerobic and the other one is obligate anaerobic. Facultative anaerobe or the bacteria that requires oxygen for its growth. They grow well in the presence of oxygen. At the same time, they can grow even in the absence of oxygen. In the presence of oxygen, they undergo respiration, which is a more efficient process. In the absence of oxygen, they undergo fermentation, which is a less efficient process. And the second subtype could be obligate anaerobes. These are bacteria that do not require oxygen for its growth. If they are exposed to atmospheric oxygen, they will die immediately. Example, Clostridium botulinum, Clostridium tetani. And the fourth type of classification is based on the nutritional requirement of bacteria. We can classify bacteria based on their energy required and their ability to synthesize certain metabolites into autotrophs and heterotrophs. The suffix trope is added to a word which indicates the nutritional requirement of that bacteria. In this case, autotroph is a word which describes bacteria that has the ability to synthesize its own food. These bacteria can produce complex organic compounds from simple inorganic substances. This autotrophic bacteria can again be subdivided into two groups. One is phototroph, the other one is chemotrophs. Photo means light. Phototropic bacteria are the one that performs photosynthesis using sunlight. Example, cyanobacteria and purple non-sulfur bacteria. Chemotrophs are the bacteria that performs chemosynthesis by oxidation or breakdown of certain chemical inorganic substances. And the fifth means for classifying bacteria are based on the number and arrangement of flagella. Flagella is a thin thread-like structure that emerges out from the bacterial cell. Flagella helps in locomotion, that is, movement of bacteria from one place to another is called locomotion. This is done with the help of flagella. And based on the number of flagella, we can classify bacteria into 5 types. The first type is monotrichous. Mono means one, trichous means hair-like structure. Here it refers to flagella. Monotrichous is a group of bacteria that has single flagellum on one side of the bacteria. Example, Vibrio cholerae. The second type is lopotrichous. Lopo means tuft. A bunch of flagella that is present in one side of the bacteria is called lopotrichous. Example, Pseudomonas. And the third type is amphitrichous. Amphi means both. Trichous means flagella. So a bunch of flagella that is present on both the ends of bacteria are called amphitrichous. Example, Rhodospirillum rubrum. And the fourth type is peritrichous. Peri refers to around or surrounding. Trichous means flagella. The flagella that is present all around the bacterial cells are called peritrichous. Example, Escherichia coli. And the fifth type is atrichous. The prefix A denotes absence of. Here it refers to absence of flagella. Example, Corynebacterium diphtheriae. It is a bacterium that do not have any flagella. Bacteria forms the basis of all animal life on earth because only some bacteria and archaea has the genes and enzymes that are required for the production of vitamin B12. And the second importance is that they help in the production of antibiotics and vaccines, which helps in the treatment and prevention of harmful diseases. And the third is that bacteria help in the digestion of food materials that we eat. Example, Escherichia coli is a bacteria that helps in digestion. It also helps in the production of certain vitamins, and it also helps in preventing the pathogens from colonizing our small intestine and large intestine. And the second example is Ruminococcus. It is a bacteria that is present in the gut of cattle, horses, and also in other herbivorous animal. They help in the digestion of cellulose by producing an enzyme called cellulase. The fifth importance is that bacteria help in the production of certain foods like cheese, yogurt, wine, pickle, etc. Bacteria plays a major role in the treatment of skin to produce leather. Moving on to the reproduction of bacteria, most of the bacteria perform binary fission. Binary fission is nothing but the bacteria will grow in size. As they grow big, their nucleoid will start dividing at first, which is followed by cytoplasm. As a result, two daughter bacterial cell will be obtained from a single mother cell. This process is called binary fission. Thank you so much for listening to the entire video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thank you.